Welcome. Now, more than ever, people are discovering the value that nature plays in their lives for healing and respite. We also realize that some of these natural areas may feel inaccessible, so we're here today to help you find your way and connect to some of the hidden gems in our region.
Hello and welcome. We're here at Brunswick Park, and today I want to tell you a little bit of what you can do to have a great time at a park or a forested area, and if you want to hit a trail. So one of the things is to really think about your clothing and your shoes and what you should bring out here so you can really enjoy the outdoors. One of the things that we want to do is try to dress with a long sleeve. As you see, I have a flannel shirt, but also wearing some long pants and then putting some socks over them, wearing some nice sturdy shoes. And of course, bug repellent with you, a water bottle. These are the things that are going to make your trail or walk a lot easier, and you're going to have a good time. One of the things that we want to let you know that yes, this is to avoid ticks or chiggers or other mosquitoes or other insects to not be on your body or take them home with you. But also to let you know there's no, don't worry about coyotes, there's no venomous snakes. You are safe on these trails. These are the things that will make your walk or hike a lot smoother, and you'll be able to enjoy the outdoors.
We're out at Brunswick Park and Community Center. There's a lot of local residents that have connection to this park. It's a Gary City Park. And we've been working with the City of Gary Parks Department and a number of our partners. There is some remnant Dune and Swale behind me. The Nature Conservancy has been trying to help restore some of that by removing some of the invasive brush. But there's also picnic shelters here and playground equipment, and occasionally there's programming and things in the community center. So it's a great place to come with your family if you want to have a cookout or something like that at the picnic shelters. And hopefully in the future there'll be a trail through the natural area of the Dune and Swale behind us. So we're out now at Ivernhoe South Nature Preserve in the West Gary area. We're over on Colfax near 5th Avenue. It's another Dune and Swale site of about 50 acres, just over a half mile of trail. And you'll see some of the things like a trailhead kiosk and sign-in box with map. The trail's pretty flat, mostly sand in a lot of areas, but there are a couple of bridges. So if you come out to Ivernhoe South in the spring or in the fall, you may want to have rubber boots on. There's a lot of water around. So we're out here at Ivernhoe South, and you can probably hear the train going behind me. We are bordered on two sides by train tracks. But we wanted to take a minute because Ivernhoe South shows you a really good example of the Dune and Swale topography. There is about 3 swales on the site, and there's ridges interspersed between, so it's a ridge and swale and ridge and swale. And those were formed after glaciation, and glaciers retreated. There was a very large lake here, part of what is now Lake Michigan, and as that lake level receded, it would leave little dune ridges. So when you look at an aerial photograph, you can see the Dune and Swale ridges. They go on, and it's very unique to this portion of the lakeshore to see Dune and Swale. And Dune and Swale is a globally rare habitat, so you don't see that a lot of places. But that mix between upland and lowland wet areas adds to an incredible amount of diversity in both plant and animal habitat. This is out here at Gibson Woods. It's a Lake County Park site here in northwest Indiana. It's about 179 acres of beautiful Dune and Swale and black oak savanna. And there's about 3 miles of trails. There's a nature center, and the park is open from 9 to 5. So we're out here in the middle of Gibson Woods on one of the trails, and we're just noticing that there's a lot of gunshots that you can hear. And we just wanted to let folks know there is a shooting range very close nearby. So you can hear that in the background. It's not always that way, but depending on when you're out here, you might hear a lot of that noise, and it's safe. We're out here at Seidler Dune and Swale Nature Preserve. It's part of the Grand Calumet Conservation Area. So it's a number of sites owned by Shirley, Heinze, the Nature Conservancy, and DNR. You can see this site when you're traveling along the toll road right before you get through Hammond into the Indiana-Illinois border. We're out here on the river now, the Grand Calumet River. This was an area that was cleaned up as part of the area of concern, legacy pollutants efforts. So this area was cleaned up as part of the area of concern. This is one of the areas where the restoration was complete. Some of the pollutants were dredged from the river and removed. And you can see a lot of vegetation along the river that's been planted here. The site is an exceptional example of dune and swale habitat, but it's also a great area to come along the river and see birds during migration. So a great variety of waterfowl, bald eagles, and those sorts of things. So if you're coming to Seidler or the Grand Calumet River, bring your binoculars. So out here at Seidler, the trails were former railroad beds that they removed the railroad ties and rails. So you have good, stable, wide gravel paths out here to walk on. There's no motorized vehicles or bikes allowed in the preserve at this time, but good flat terrain and a lot of trails to walk. You could spend hours out here between the Seidler site and the Nature Conservancy sites down along the river as well.